In other words, we say that it's the first screen you see when the computer is turned on. Are you okay? So in other words, in other words, you see that it's the first screen you see when the computer is turned on. So please take note of that one too. Hello everyone, welcome back to Justice Computing class. My name is Justice Joseph Kofi Kabi. Today we are going to look at B.E.C.E 2011 April. It was written in April 2011. That was the first ICT question that was written in April, specifically ICT. So if today is your first time of watching this channel, I advise you subscribe to my channel, like, share, so that we can make ICT interesting. So without wasting my time, I want us to move straight to today's lesson. So I'm going to read the objectives, then later we'll look at the section B, then I project the answers for you too. So the objective, as we used to do it, so I'll be reading the questions. Take your pen and your papers, make sure that you jot your answers down. Just write A, B, C, D. I'll project the answers, then you mark and check the marks that you'll be getting. So when you mark yourself, leave your comments, leave your answers at the comment section for me to see who scores the higher marks in 2011 objective questions. Alright, so the first question: the most common means by which data are inputted into the computer is through the A, mouse, B, keyboard, C, microphone, then D, joystick. Question 2. Computer devices such as mouse, trackball, and joystick are referred to as A, output devices, B, pointing devices, C, standard devices, then D, input devices. Internal devices. Question 3. The flat panel screen is also known as A, LCD, B, VCD, D, CRT, then D, OCR. Question 4. Which of the following storage medium? Which of the following is a storage medium? A, mouse, B, printer, C, keyboard, D, flash drive or flash memory. Question 5. The two components of a personal computer main memory are A, RAM and CU, B, ROM and CU, B. Okay, let me repeat this question again. The two components of the personal computer main memory are A, RAM and CU, B, RAM and ROM, C, ROM and CU, then D, ALU and CU. Question 6. Which of the following devices has the largest storage capacity? A, digital visitor disk, B, compact disk, C, floppy disk, then D, hard disk. Question 7. The process that starts an operating system when a computer system is turned on is referred to as A, loading, B, start up, C, booting, then D, shut down. Which of the following is not true? A, remove all removable storage media or devices from the system unit when switching on a computer. B, shut down a computer system before removing the electric power supply. C, random access memory is part of the main memory. D, the application software must be loaded before an operating system can be loaded when computer system is switched on. Question 9. GUI stands for Grand User Interface, B, General User Interface, C, Graphic User Interface, then D, graphical user interrupt. Question 10. The software that manages the communication between the hardware and the application software of a computer system is called A. Open Office, B. Operating System, B. Microsoft Office, C. Operating System, then D. Internet. Question 11. Windows organizes information on computer using A. Directory, B. Folder, C. Subdirectory, then D. Disk. Question 12. Which of the following are valid? A valid folder name. So you can check the answers on your screen. So I'm projecting it. So check. Just look at the answer and select. Good. Now question 13. So use the following information to answer question 13. The sequence of stages in information processing cycle is A. I, N, I, B, I, N, I, C, I, N, I, then D, I, N, I. So you can see it on your screen. So just take a look at it and check your answer. Question 14. Which of the following is not a safety measures to consider in the ICT environment? A. Not overloading sockets. B. Sitting in correct posture behind the computer. C. Allowing the battery of a laptop to run down before charging. Then D. Avoid plugging computers in damaged sockets. Question 15. The legal right to control the production and selling of book, film, and software is known as A. Production right, B. Copyright, C. Trademark, then D. Patent. Question 16. Which of the following can bring enhanced learning experience to classroom through the use of pictures, videos, and sounds? So A. Software application, B. Multimedia software, C. Learning software, then D. Teaching and learning software. Question 17. Which of the following is an effect of a loud ringing tone on a mobile phone? A. Wrist pain, B. Neck pain, then D. Hearing impairment. Question 18. To which of the following activities is ICT useful? So we have education, we have farming, we have medicine. So which of them do you think is useful to education? So we have A. I and I only, B. I and I only, then C. I and I only, then D. All of them. So education, farming, and medicine, they are all useful. So that's for the D. Question 20. During a typing lesson, computer users are supposed to use A. 5 fingers, B. 6 fingers, C. 8 fingers, then D. 10 fingers. Question 21. The most appropriate finger required to type letter F. To type letter F on the standard QWERTY computer keyboard is A. Left middle finger, B. Right middle finger, C. Left index finger, then D. Right index finger. Question 22. In the absence of a mouse, which of the following devices can be used to perform its function? A. Scanner, B. Webcam, C. Keyboard, then D. Microphone. Question 23. In typing a classroom assignment given by a Ghanaian language teacher using the computer, which of the following application program will be appropriate to use by a student? A. Spreadsheet program, B. Word processing program, C. Database program, D. Graphical program. Question 24. A key on a keyboard of a computer has two symbols on it, top and down. Which of the following procedures will be appropriate to use to get the top? So hold down the shift key, that's A. Hold down the shift key and press the identified key. B. Hold down the alt key and press the identified key. C. Hold down the control key and press the identified key. Then D. Hold down the delete key and press the identified key. Question 25. To save a previously saved document under a new name, use the dash. A. Save command. B. Resave command. B. Rename command. D. Save as command. Then that's the save as command. Question 26. To bold the text in word processing environment, first select the text, then use the shortcut key. That's Control A, Control plus B, B, Control plus Shift plus B, C, Alt plus B, D, Insert plus B. Question 27. The symbols B, I, U are commonly used but found on the A. Standard keyboard, B. Menu bar, C. Formatting toolbar, then D. Drawing toolbar. Question 28. Which of the following is not a tool on the drawing toolbar? A. Arc, B. Oval, C. Drop cape, then D. Lines. Question 29. Which of the following is not a toolbar? Drawing toolbar, word art toolbar, picture toolbar, and word wrap toolbar. Question 30. Lines, blocks, arrows, and flowcharts are located on the A. Drawing toolbar, B. Standard toolbar, C. Formatting toolbar, then D. Menu bar. Question 31. The default orientation for word processing document is landscape, B. Portrait, C. Legal, and D. A4. Question 32. To preview a document before printing, it is necessary because A. It displays the name of the document, B. It displays how the document will look like after printing, C. It displays copy and paste of the document, then D. It formats the document. Question 33. A computer program that enables users to surf the internet is known as A. Internet Surfer, B. Web Browser, C. Web Surfer, then D. Web Navigator. Question 34. A teacher using the internet decided to send an electronic mail to a junior high school student in Ghana. Which of the following will the teacher use to accomplish his or her mission? A. Website address, B. Data file address, C. Email address, then D. Modem address. Question 35. In email contest, what does BECE stands for? Blind carbon copy, blank carbon copy, C. B. Bulk carbon copy, C. Blind carbon copy, then D. Backup carbon copy. Question 36. The World Wide Web that makes electronic information available to users is known as A. Site, B. Web, C. Browser, then D. Map. 37. Transferring data from a remote computer to a local computer is refers to as A. Downloading, B. Downlinking, C. Uploading, then D. Uplinking. Question 38. A tool for locating information on the internet is the A. Universal engine, B. Database engine, C. Search engine, then D. Deep web. Question 39. A mathematical calculation in a spreadsheet is called A. Label, C. Formula, B. Formula, C. Number, then D. Value. Question 40. Which of the following features in a browser enables users to fetch the latest copy of web pages? A. Refresh, B. Forward, C. Backward, then D. Stop. So that's the end of the objective. So I'll project the answers for you to mark. So let's move on to the section B aspects. Alright, welcome back to the second part of the computing. So if you've not subscribed, just hit the subscribe button and click on the like button, and also comment if you have any question, or you have any question to ask. Just leave it at the comment section below and I'll respond to them when I see them. Alright, so let's start with the practical aspect of the ICT. So the first question, as you can see on the screen, we have it in two sections. We have the section A, which is the core skill, which is the compulsory aspect. Then we have the general knowledge. So I'm reading the first one, which is the practical aspect. Question 1A. Study the diagram below carefully and answer the questions that follows. Study the diagram below carefully and answer the questions that follows. So as you can see on your screen, we have a diagram displayed on your screen. So you can see part label A, B, C, D, E, F, as you can see on your screen. So let's look at the questions asked based on the practical or the image given above. So what is the name of the application program used to create the above file? What is the name of the application program used to create the above file? So as you can see, I just want to draw your attention that anytime you see this type of diagram, look at the top. So you can see that they've written WAEC examination word part. It doesn't mean you should write WAEC examination, but you should write what they are asking for, the application program used. So the application program is what? Word part. So the answer is supposed to be what? Word part. Then now 2, I give the file name of the application program above. So now they're asking what's the file name. So which means they're asking the name used to save the file is what they are asking you for, and the name is what? WAEC examination. WAEC examination. So you check on the top over there, you see it boldly over there. Then the next one, name the part label A, B, C, D, E, and F in the diagram above. So A is document area. I hope you can see it. The document where you type the document, whatever you want to do, where you type it, we call the document area or the working area. So any of them is correct. Then B is the formatting toolbar. Can you see it? The formatting toolbar. As soon as you see Arial, you see font size and all that, that is the formatting toolbar. You have C to do what? The title bar. The title bar. Then D is menu bar. Then we have the E to do what? The standard toolbar. Then we have the F to do what? Ruler. We have the F to what? Ruler. Now let's move on to IV. State the function of B and F in A above. So they're asking what is the use of what? Part label B and what? C in A above. So part label B is what? The formatting toolbar. So it contains tools that are used to apply formatting to a selected text. It contains tools that are used to apply formatting to a selected text. Then see, it is used, or it displays the name of the document and program in use. It displays the name or document and of the document or program in use. Now the next question is, that is B. List the steps in the right order involved in switching on a personal computer system. So how to turn on a personal computer. The steps involve how to turn on a personal computer. So first one, you have to what? Check all cables connected to the system unit. So you have to check all cables if they are connected to the system. Please follow the steps, please. So check all cables connected to the system unit. Then to remove all removable storage devices, so we have to remove pen drive, DVD, that's CD and all that. You have to remove all of them from the system unit before. Then 3, check and switch on the main socket. So you check and switch on the main socket. Check and switch on the main socket. Then the next one is switch on the monitor. So after you finish turning on the system unit, the socket, then you turn on this how do you call it, the monitor. Then the next one, switch on the system unit. So student, you hereby ask that why can't you turn on the monitor first, the system unit first before the monitor? It's just the same, but the only thing is that when you turn on the system unit, the monitor, as soon as you turn on the system unit, it will display whatever the system unit is processing. So if the system is having problem with booting, you see it on the screen. Are we okay? Good. Then the next question is, you can see the practical, the images on your screen. So identify the following ICT tools. So you can see them on your screen. So you have to identify them. So the A, the first one that you see, what is called a headphone, and the next one is called digital watch. It's not called watch. It's not called watch. It's called digital watch. Are we okay? Then we have the last one to what? Pen drive. So that's pen drive. So this is the end of the practical aspect. So let's move on to question 2. The next question is they're asking you, what is input devices? What is input device? Input devices is an hardware that is used to send data or instruction into the computer system. Are we okay? Input devices, or in other words, input devices are devices that are used or that is used to send data into the computer system or for entering data into the computer system. So any of this definition is accepted by WAEC. So examples of input devices, you know them: keyboard, system units, a keyboard, mouse, joystick, light pen, and so on and so forth. Then the next one is II, which is output devices. So output devices are hardware that brings out information from the computer to the user. So the hardware, they are what? They are devices that brings out information. It brings out information for the computer user. In other words, it displays information to the computer user. Examples of output devices are monitor, projector, plotter, and so on and so forth. Then the next one, which is question 2b, says classify the following into either input or output device in the table below. So we have microphone, joystick, webcam, plotter, scanner, and mouse. So we are going to put them into the table that you see over there. We're going to classify them whether they are input devices or output devices. So the first one is what we have: microphone as an input device. So please take note of that. We have microphone as an input device, joystick as an input device, webcam as an input device, scanner as an input device, then plotter is an output device. So we have only one output device, which is what? Plotter. We have only one output device, which is what? Plotter. So I want you to pay attention to this. As soon as when you are answering a question, you see a table like input, output, please take your time, select out the input devices, then you move on to output devices. Don't select input, output, or look at the how it has been arranged. So if you select, maybe the first one is input, so you write it in the column input column. Maybe the next one is output, you write it in the output column. The next one is input, you write it in the input column. Output, do it that way. Don't commit yourself by rushing and writing. At the end of the day, you make sure that you realize that the device that you write for output devices is rather for input devices. Please pay attention to that. Then question 3. The question is, explain the term desktop as used in the personal computer environment. Explain the term desktop as used in personal computer environment. So they're asking, they're asking what is a desktop. Are you okay? So desktop is the first graphical user interface that displays after the booting of a computer. It is the first graphical user interface that displays after the booting of the computer. In other words, you say that it's the first screen you see when the computer is turned on. Are you okay? So in other words, in other books, you see that it's the first screen you see when the computer is turned on. So please take note of that one too. Then the next question is, that's question 3a. Question 3a. List 3 areas of learning where ICT, information and communication technology tools can be integrated. List 3 areas of learning where information and communication technology can be integrated. So they're asking areas in which ICT can be used, or information and communication technology can be used. So in social studies, English, mathematics, science, BDT, which is basic design technology, and so on and so forth. Then the next one is list two tools on the formatting toolbar of a word processing application. So tools that are found on the formatting toolbar is what they're asking you. So we have the bold, italic, underline, fonts, we have align right, align left, we have line spacing, and we have bulletin. We have so many of them, but try your best and at least learn 5 or 6. When you go to the exam, they ask you for 5, you know what to write. They ask you for 6, you know what to write. They don't ask you more than the number I am saying now. So at least maximum is 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. So make sure you learn at least 5 of the formatting tools and any other ones. Then the next question is, which is question, that's D. State 2 benefits associated with the use of information and communication tools in teaching and learning. So it helps students to learn at their own pace. Is 1. It helps students to learn at their own pace. 2. It encourages creativity among students. It encourages creativity among students. It helps students to learn at their own pace. I've said that one. Then 3, it enhances teaching through presentation software. It enhances teaching through presentation software. The next one, it increases student motivation and involvement. It increases student motivation and involvement. Someone asks, makes learning interesting. I think I even explained it when I was explaining the motivational aspect. So that is it. So these are some of the benefits associated with the use of information and communication technology in ICT. So I repeat the answers again. It encourages creativity among students. It helps students to learn at their own pace. 3, it enhances teaching through presentation software. Then 4, it increases student motivation and involvement. Then 5, it makes learning interesting. So let's move on to question 4. Question 4 says, the question is question 4. They say, what is internet? They say, what is internet? Internet refers to the global interconnection of computers that facilitates the exchange of what data. It refers to the global interconnection of computers that facilitates the exchange of data. That is internet. That is internet. Then the next question is the use of the internet, uses of internet. So it's used for what? Entertainment. It is used for advertisement. It is used for research. It is used for shopping. It is used for distance learning. It is used for communication. It is used for entertainment. It is used for advertisement. It is used for research. It is used for shopping. Then this is used for distance learning, and the last one for communication. That is that. Then the next question is BI. What is a web browser? A web browser is a program used to access the web pages on the internet. A web browser is a program used to access web pages on the internet. So please, you can write it's an application, or it is a software, or it is a program. Any of these words used in your definition is correct. Are we okay? Now let's look at the next one. Says examples or types of what web browsers. We have Mozilla Firefox. We have Internet Explorer as our default web browser. We have Netscape Navigator. We have Opera Mini. We have Google Chrome. We have SeaMonkey. We have Safari. We have I think I've said Netscape Navigator. So these are some. So at least learn 5 of examples or types of web browsers. So that let's move on to the next question, question 5. That's the last question for today. Then we'll move on to that's the action to write the following. They say you should write the use of the following as used in spreadsheet application. So write the functions of the following as used in spreadsheet application. So we have cell. Cell is the interconnection of a column and a row, identified by a column letter and a row number. Are you okay? Then we have column. Column is a vertical line of cell from top of a bottom on the so simply column, it is the vertical arrangement of cells. Column, it's the vertical arrangement of cells. Then row is what? Horizontal arrangement of what? Cells. So column is a vertical arrangement of cells, while row is what? Horizontal arrangement of what? Cells. Simple answer. You are good to go. Are we okay? Good. Then the last one is graph. It's a visual representation of numeric data on a worksheet. It is a visual representation of numeric data on a spreadsheet. So that is for graph. So I repeat all the answers again. I say a cell, it is the interconnection of a column and a row identified by a column letter and a row number. That is for a cell. In other words, you can also explain this as the interconnection of what columns and rows. Are you okay? You can just explain that a cell, it is the interconnection of what columns and rows. Simple as your answer. So you can forego the column letter and a row number. Just write it is the interconnection of what column and rows. Then column, that's for cell. So the column is what? It's a vertical arrangement of cells. It is the vertical arrangement of what? Cells. Then the row is what? Horizontal arrangement of cells. Then graph, it is a visual representation of numeric data on a worksheet. So this brings us to the end of the section B. So as I said, subscribe to my channel and make sure you leave your comments, like, share. If you enjoy the video, just hit the like button, and commenting. Are you okay? If you have any question, always pay attention to this. Anytime a teacher is teaching, try and find ways and means to ask questions. It gives more clarity on things that a teacher will teach. Are you okay? It makes you understand more. So if you have any question, kindly leave your questions under the comment section below. I'll respond to all your questions. If you are facing any challenges in ICT, you can just leave your questions under the comment section below. I will definitely respond to them when I see them. Remember that learning is discipline. Until then, stay blessed. Bye bye for now.